Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon Elshook, and it's been another 2 weeks, so you know what that means. It's time for me to make another video on Arksystem Works and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. As many will know, this is not the first one I've done, original one. I was like, yo, what up? How cool would it be to talk about the characters from RWBY that I want to see, because I love me some RWBY, and I'm so excited for the game. And then I made another video where I was really sad and upset. And then I made another video where I was like, I'm a little less sad and upset, but I'm still a little grouchy. So here's another video where I'm gonna be a little less upset. Actually, significantly less upset. Still upset. You've seen the title already. You know what this is about. You want the immediate message of what my response is? Yes. This is a step in the right direction. I'm happy. I'm glad. I feel significantly better about supporting the game. I'm really happy about this. But the game still needs work. In my personal opinion, but again, not everyone would agree with me like that. Again, I already just feel significantly better about the game just because they made this decision. So, for those who are not up to date, and those who apparently didn't, I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'd name the title. Those who are not up to date. Today, or I guess yesterday, Arksystem Works. I'm not sure. Is it EVO Japan happening right now? Is that why it happened? I don't know. All I know is Arksystem Works on their Twitter, which is where I saw it, revealed Yang Xiaolong, obviously from RWBY as well, to be DLC. Saw that one coming, was a little salty, until it occurred to me that they very specifically point out that both Blake and Yang are going to be free DLC. I mean, and the biggest thing is again, I've been very critical of this game, and it's because I care about it so much. I want this to be a thing, and I want it to succeed, I want it to be fucking rad. So that's why I got upset. And again, I'm still upset. But I am significantly happier with the current situation than I was, say, 2 videos ago. Because I'm still upset that, number one, a significant portion of the characters I don't even personally care that much about, but just on principle alone, I'm still upset that such a significant portion of the game is still locked behind DLC. Assumedly, most of that, if not all the rest of it, is going to be paid as well, or going to be paid DLC. Again, perhaps they'll do more free, and the more and more that end up being free, the less it'll bother me. It'll still bother me, though, purely due to the fact that something that I talked about in the previous video, which was not everyone can make use of DLC. Not everyone has the luxury of having such access to the internet. It's why when they first announced the fucking Xbox was going to be always online. The Xbox One was going to be always online, and my brain fucking melted because I realized I will never be able to play the Xbox ever again. The console that I primarily use is now dead to me. Luckily, they fixed it. It's still a little fucking frustrating, but it's nowhere near that bad. But it's one of those things. I'm still upset because a lot of it is locked behind DLC. I'm still upset that Blake and Yang are technically still DLC. But the fact that they're not just trying to lock it behind DLC to make a bunch of extra money, at least for these 2 specific characters, that makes me feel significantly better. I don't know if that was always their plan. If it was always their plan, y'all motherfuckers gotta get your shit together when it comes to releasing information, because this would have been the shit to know immediately. Like, you should have said it was free DLC the instant you said Blake Belladonna was fucking DLC. That being said, and if it was just them realizing the backlash and realizing, okay, we fucked up, now we need to work on that, we need to change things around, we got to make it up to people, I'm gonna still be a little upset. But I do appreciate the efforts that Arksystem Works is putting into getting back a little bit of that faith that they so dearly chucked into the trash when they announced the DLC in the first place. And again, I have to stress, I cannot stress it enough, this is a huge step in the right direction. And it's the whole reason I wanted to make the video in the first place. It's the same exact reason I wanted to make the video, the first one I did complaining about it in the first place, is I care about the game and I want it to succeed. So when it actively handicapped itself, and still is, just to a slightly less extent, it made me sad. I'm still mad about it being DLC. But at least it is a huge step in the right direction. They should have been in the game from the beginning, but at least they're making steps to make up for the issues that they've been having, that they've built for themselves. Again, whether or not that was originally the concept, the original plan, or whether it was something they're doing to cover their ass. Either way, I have to give them a nod. It's the same reason I did that previous video. I needed to call them out because they need to know that that's not okay to do with their game. In the same way that I need to make this video because they need to know that yes, you are taking a step in the right direction. You are making things better for people. It's definitely not perfect. And that's generally been the thing I've seen from at least a few people that I followed that keep up with this, is it's not perfect. And we're not going to know how much better it's going to be, at least not until we get the prices for the other characters, and their DLC and whatnot. But it makes me feel significantly more confident in it. And again, this is coming from a RWBY fan. So someone who's potentially not a RWBY fan will see this video and go like, oh, well, this schmuck just got the one thing that he wanted, so now it's like, woo, Arksystem Works is fun. Which is not the case. But it's also kind of the case because for me, that was the biggest thing, is everybody kind of got fucked with the DLC. Everybody who was going to get the game kind of got fucked. But RWBY fans specifically got a little extra fucked. Because basically the way from what I understand, the way the character selection has broken down so far has been, there was 10 characters released or confirmed for BlazBlue. Makes sense. It's a BlazBlue game. They're going to have the most characters. That does not bother me in the slightest. Then you have 4 characters for each of the other games, for Uniel and for Persona. Again, makes sense if you want to break it up that way. And then RWBY got stuck with 2. And that was, again, to a RWBY fan, it's really, it's a little salt-inducing. But at least it's better now, because at least, again, people who can't get the DLC are still fucked, which bothers me. But at least the majority that can, because again, you're going off the majority that, probably the majority of people can. That could be entirely wrong, though. I'm one of the minority that can't. So, I mean, I can. Again, I'm talking about a game that I literally cannot play. That's not entirely true. Potentially I could get it on Steam. It's just I would really want to have a physical copy. Anyway, point is, it makes it, it does make it better. That's mainly the biggest thing I can say about this. It is a step in the right direction, and it's making me have a little bit more faith in Arksystem Works, because those are 2 characters that should have been in those games. They're titular characters from one of the 4 main for the 4 series that are being represented in the game. So having them in there, even if it's kind of this roundabout way, which I'm not the biggest fan of, at least that they're in there and it's at no extra cost, then as far as I'm concerned, that's a huge step in the right direction, and I applaud Arksystem Works for fixing their mistake. Or again, if it was part of the idea in the first place, really should have led with that information. But even so, I have to say I do appreciate it. and that it is better in the long run. And I do hope to hear more information about the other different characters from the other series. I'd like to know, because at this point there's no way I'm expecting any more RWBY characters to be in the game. If there was, at that point, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, yeah. As long as you have the 4 main girls in there, you can charge DLC for any of the other characters. As far as I'm concerned, that makes sense to me. That was the way I imagined it from the beginning in the first place. Again, we're the most unknown, probably, series, I would assume, yeah. I don't know how big Under Night's fan base is. I know Persona's fucking ridiculous, and I know BlazBlue is pretty huge. It's their fucking game. But assumedly, being the smallest, most unknown of the 4 groups, I wasn't gonna expect an abundance of representation. It was one of those things where you just expect at least the main 4 that should be in there and have no right to not be in there. So, which again, it's a roundabout way, but at least that's how it is now. So I want to say again, thank you, Arksystem. It's a step in the right direction. I hope you can continue to make steps in the right direction. I'm not saying you can't have paid DLC. You totally are worthy of that. It's just, you can't have too much of it. So anyway, that's basically the whole video. It is just a quick update. It's my personal opinion. Also, I have to say, because I was mad at them before, so I can't gush over everything about them, but I want to still. I really like this artwork for Yang and Blake. It looks fucking good. I dig it. And at this point, it's interesting because it feels questionable to say, but honestly, the more and more I think of her, especially now that they're continuing to build on this, and they're trying, at least seemingly trying to make things better and better, I'd say at this point they've probably earned my money. I'm still incredibly upset about the other massive amount of DLC that is locked behind that paywall. And I want to learn more about the pricing and release schedule and all that kind of thing. I want to learn about that before I would ever commit to anything. But again, at this point, they've at least fixed by far the single biggest problem for me, as personally, not I mean from a video game fan as a whole, they have not fixed it completely, but as a RWBY fan, they have made me extremely happy, and at least they've made me significantly less upset. So I do want to say thank you. I'm very curious to get other people's opinions. Has this changed anything for you? Again, for people who aren't RWBY fans, I don't know how much that changed, if that changed at all, if they're like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. But if you are, or even if you're not, again, I'm curious to get opinions. What the fuck was that noise? Anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys, some crazy noises happening. Anyway, point is, thank you all so much for watching. I would love to get opinions as well. If you guys did agree with me, or I mean, if you don't like a video because you just agree. If you disagree, just comment. You don't have to dislike my video. But point is, if you liked it, like it. If you didn't, do what you gotta do. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what else they have to say about the game. I am much more willing to take a better look at it in the future, and I don't know. I'm just intrigued, and I'm not quite as mad. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, do those things. I'll see you guys in the next video, where hopefully we'll have more good news relating to this game, and my excitement can continue to build rather than decrease, because I like it when things are nice, especially when things that have such awesome potential, I want them to be amazing, and I know that they can. So let's do that. Come on, Arksystem. I believe in you. As crazy as that sounds, considering the last 2 videos I've made, I do believe in you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Tuesdays and lemons. Bye-bye.